This is Lee with 83 Game of 12 here on YouTube channel Sunslibber 75. Back with another video concerning a playthrough of Heroes of the Falklands. The devil went down to Georgia. And, I have not removed these markers. I'm going to do that real fast here. Fired and moved markers. This is turn 4, which brings in the Argentinian Corvette, Gorico. And let's see here. If we look at let's see, where we at? Trying to think when the reinforcements would actually come in. Okay, it comes in during the rally phase. Place on any 3 all-ocean hexes during turn 4. Okay, so actually during the rally phase, it actually fit onto 2. Why? I don't understand why you would put it on 3. It would be like that. Maybe it's supposed to be something like that. I don't know. To me, it would fit on 3, on 2 there. So that's that. So we put it in on the rally phase, and we have the initiative die roll, and it's a tie. Okay, so when we have a tie, that makes the Argentinians go into this flash mode or something. Let's see. Yeah, unpredictability. So anytime the initial rolls are equal, the Argentines flash. When the Argentines flash, for every DFT attack, including artillery fire missions, they roll 2 die, 6, and choose the higher. During flash, snipers roll 3d6. For the hit rolls on the OFT, roll 3 die 6 and choose the best 2. If a hit is scored, the subsequent penetration or the DFT rolls are rolled 4 normally. In melee, the Argentine player rolls 3d6 and chooses the best 2. The flash effect lasts 1 turn. Okay. So there that is. All right, and so when we have a tie on the initiative roll, let's see what we got to do. Ties go to the player who had the initiative the previous turn. I don't remember who had the initiative the previous turn. I'd have to stop and go back and look. I just roll again. Okay, so it's going to be the British. They've got the initiative. So, all right. So the first thing before we can do that, we have to do all of the rallying that that can occur here. So we're going to start with the rallying right here. Or we can start there, and they're going to start there. So let's see what the modifiers are. I guess it doesn't matter if somebody's beside you. All right, so they're in a shaken state, and they're in brush. And brush, let's see what the terrain. Nothing, 0. They don't get any benefit there. So they rolled a 7, so they did not recover. Okay, then here we're going to try to rally this leader first. They've got a 7, but a -1 because they're wounded. And they rolled a 7, so no. And so they're not able to rally. But they can still attempt to rally these two. Or they can rally, even though he doesn't rally. I believe, let's see. Well, they can still try to rally. We'll try to rally this one first. 11, so nope. This one. 7, nope. Okay. And I think that's it. That's the only ones that can rally, attempt to rally. So we've placed the Gorico over there. And we've tried to rally people. So we go to the operation phase. See if this light here really not doing much for us. All right, so Lieutenant Smith here is going to fire at this chopper, Ouellette chopper. Try to knock it out. It's hovering. That's what that white cube is. I couldn't find any counters that said hover. What does that say? Maybe that's the hover marker. Yeah, there we go. There it is. All right. Solved. So the helicopter's hovering, and we've got Lieutenant Smith with a Carl Gustav range 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he actually has the preempt don't know if I can get that to stay up there. So preempt steel, single use, so he can just declare he's going to use the impulse and go. So basically it'd be good to use before one of the Argentinian units goes, but okay. So he's going to fire. We've got a range of 5, so we're going to be in this column here, so that the hit is 7 or less. And that would be, I guess, the penetration there. So, and Lieutenant Smith is not able to use his leadership ability firing this weapon. And let's just make sure. So we got support weapons. Okay, so it's a +1 die roll modifier on the to hit roll if the support weapon uses the ordnance fire table. Okay, so he's got to add a +1. So, and let's see, okay, so it's just going to be got to get to 7 or less with a +1 to the dice. Okay, he got a 4. +1 is 5. Okay, so he's able to possibly hit. So must hit to do damage. Okay, so we're going to look at 14. Okay, so it exceeds the modified, let's see. If the target is a vehicle, compare the penetration value at the appropriate range plus 1d6 modified penetration value against the vehicle's armor thickness at the point of impact plus 1d6. So both sides would be rolling 1d6, but it really doesn't matter. They're not going to have to roll. Even if they get a 6, the penetration was 8. The armor value of the Alouette helicopter is just a 1. So he's going to destroy that helicopter. Okay. And I think this thing only has 3 rounds. I think that's what the 3 on the backside signify. Let's see. See, there's a 3 there. And so let's say he's fired. This is the second time it's been fired. So let's see if I can find that. these things. And well, I guess I would have to still roll. Because it could be a dud. I'd have to roll. So I'd have to roll the 2 dice. 6 and 4, so no. Okay, so we still had the 2, which was 2 and 2 plus 1 is 5, which is a hit. And the penetration was 6 and 4, so that's gonna wipe out that helicopter. But let's see, what was I looking? Oh, I was trying to find out how many, if that only has 3 rounds or what. Let's see what it's got to be on here somewhere. To talk about the Gustav. Oh, somewhere I saw in here about where it talked about the Carl Gustav. I don't know what that 3 represents in that box. Another thing is, okay, when a unit fires, are they spotted? If anyone has a line of sight to them? Maybe somebody could shed some light, because I'm not finding out where this is all talked about. What that 3, I guess it's how many times it can be fired. That would be my guess. You may be wondering, what are you talking about? Over here on this side. What's this? It's in this like, the box makes it look like it's 3D. You know, it's like it's with a box with some depth. See, and I think that's how many rounds that you have. So, all right. So spotting. Let me find out what it says about spotting. Fire combat. Where's spotting at? Where is spotting? There it is. Oh, this is so good. My feet are cold. Gotta see about warming them up. Okay. So, let's come all the way over here. All right. So spotting, they fired out of this upper story. Okay, spotting 23, page 23. Or no, it's not page. Is it page 23? Yeah. So, okay. Okay, so to be able to fire on enemy-occupied hex, it must be spotted. Hexes, rather than units, are spotted. So if one unit in a hex is spotted, all units are spotted. That, except for if they're in a building with multiple levels. Okay. All right, so spotting is status-driven. A hex is spotted if any of the following apply. The hex is marked with a spotted marker. A good order friendly unit is adjacent to the hex. A friendly unit is currently moving or assault moving through a hex. A unit in the hex is marked with a moved, assault moved, fired, or melee marker, or if the hex is open terrain. So, when Lieutenant Smith fired and destroyed the helicopter, he spotted. Okay, so now it's the Argentinian player's turn, and they want to fire with the Gorico, okay, into this let's see, I'm gonna have to move this just for at least this attack. So let's see. I'm talking about my lamp. I guess I can just put it down here for now. And then we can kind of go at this angle here. All right, so what we're doing is the 105, or the not 105, the 100 millimeter gun is in the bow, at the front of the ship. Okay, and they're on level. The ship is in the water. The water is 0, so the ship is at level 1. Okay, this terrain here is level 1. These units here are on level 1. But this building, the second floor, that's level 2. The ground floor would be level 1. The upstairs is level 2. So they were firing up over all of this into that hex. Okay. And the Grieco can fire both the 100-meter guns and the 40-millimeter guns at the same target. They share an acquisition marker. Okay, but they've got to fire all at the same impulse. So we've got the sniper who is on a hilltop. That's a +1. So 10 G. I don't have that map out. And it says it's open terrain. So they would be spotted. So they can fire. So let's fire. We're going to fire the machine guns. Which is strength of 4 at the sniper. Sniper's going to get the +1, which becomes a +2 because he's a sniper. So we've got a strength of 4. All right, let's roll this. Now, the Argentinians are in flash mode. So they get to roll 2 and pick the highest. So we've got 4 plus 4. Sniper has plus 2. And let's see what else we might have. Okay, so we don't have any modifiers, so let's just roll. See what we get. Okay, so they get to keep the 2. And the sniper has 4. That's 6 and 6, so no effect. Now we fire the 100 millimeter and the 40 millimeter at Lieutenant Smith in the building. Okay, so the building, let's see what the building's going to give him. Okay, it's a plus 3. So he has a plus 3. And okay, so they have 2 and 5, so that's 7. They're going to have plus 6 plus 1 more. So I'll just put a 7 here. So they have 7. And they do get to roll the 2 die. 2 dice. And I don't think there's any, let's see. All right, so they get the higher number. So they got 11. And so 4 from 11 is 7. So we've got a hit inside into the building there. And so attacker rolls and look at this. I don't know, do you have an ordinance on the back? Oh, yeah, okay. There we are, okay. That's what. I didn't have any here. What's it say on this one? Oh, okay. I was wondering what was the deal here. Okay, so we've got I guess I have to roll separate for both of these to see if they hit. So okay, so the range 13. So both of them will be on the second column, the middle column. So I have to get an 8 on both. So we'll go with the 100 millimeter. And with the Argentines, they get to roll 3 and pick the two best. And we don't have any modifiers on here to worry about. So I guess it'll be a +3 because of the building. It has a +3. All right, let's just see here. Okay. Okay, the die roll is modified by adding the terrain modifier with the terrain. And then 1 for each hex of degrading terrain, which we're not going to have. We're firing over the top all that. Okay. So we've got a +3 because of that building. Okay, so they can pick the 2 lower ones, and that's going to be hit with the 100 millimeter. And then the 40 millimeter, okay, same thing. We've got to get an 8 again. And we picked these 6, and that's 9, so that's a miss. But we did get the what is it? The acquired. Wherever that would be. These would be the acquired markers. We don't have to put 1 here. It doesn't matter which one. So we put a acquired marker on the target, and then we pull back because we have the attack. There was a hit, so now we roll for the damage. Okay. So the attacker rolls 1d6 plus the HE equivalent. Well, the HE equivalent for the 100 millimeter is 5. Okay. They actually get to fire twice, 2 times. But okay. So that would be +5. Okay. Defender just rolls the die. Again, they get to roll 2. No, yes, maybe they don't get to roll 2. Let's see, on the flash. So they get to roll 2 for the damage too. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, rolled 4 normally. Okay. So they get, oh no, they only get one of those. So let me re-roll theirs. A 2. That becomes a 7 and a 4. So that's 3. Flip him back over. Oh. Okay, so that's 7. Okay. So it's 3 more. So now we have to roll. Well, let's see. Okay. So now they got to do a damage check. And it's going to be a +3 damage check. So, got to roll 2 of these. 9, that's 12. And let's see, where's the, here it is. Okay, so it's double, but not 3 times. Okay. It's going to be a wounded. All right, so he's flipped over to shaken. And he gets a wounded marker. And since they have that 2, they can fire again. Oh, so I have to put this over here, and I put the minus, where's the other B at? There it is. Put the -1 here. All right, now about this 2, I think it's over here with, let's see. Maybe with helicopters or something. Yeah. What's the deal? Yeah, ordnance fires twice. So, can they fire twice? I also have to roll about the wreck of the helicopter. I didn't roll for that. So, I have to roll to see where it goes down at. And somewhere here, I know there's a, I remember seeing something somewhere. Basically, it tells you how it, when you roll, how to know where it's going. Let's see up there though. Back over here somewhere. Let's see, where would it be? Seems like it was. Where's that at? With it going down. Okay, here it is. All right, so we just roll Okay, a 3. Okay, so north, I believe north is straight ahead. So let's check here. Make sure. Yeah. So, okay, so is due north. Okay, so here, 2, 3, it went here. There. Okay, then you roll another die. It's a 1, so it just would have landed right here. And of course, we'd have to put a wreck, a crash marker. I think I left those in the box. Yeah, I think so. I left those in the box. I don't think they're on here. Let's see. Yeah. Didn't think I was gonna make it. I was wrong. Yep, we'll see the crash. Maybe it's on a different. Maybe it's on a different. Maybe it's somewhere else. Where's the crash? Star shell still right there. Don't see them here. They're not there. I'll just put that there. Rubble. All right. So they can fire again. The so the machine guns, no, not them. The 100mm gonna fire at the sniper this time. The 40mm is gonna fire back at the building. So they get a +1. However, there's a +3, and they get to roll, take the lowest 2. So this is actually a +2 now because of the -1. And they take this 5. Okay, 1 and 4, 5, 6, 7. They did an 8, so they got a hit. All right, and then now they fire against. Let's see. They have a strength of 2, so it's a +2. They get to roll 2 against. That's a better one. Right here. Okay, so they take the 5, and they have a 1. So that's 7. 7 minus 1 that's 6. So they're going to get to add 6. 6 is added to the so a total of 9, which is morale is 5. So that'll be it's not quite so he's wounded. Wounded a second time is yeah. So they're eliminated. So Lieutenant Smith is eliminated. And I guess his weapon is just there. We can remove that. Put that over there. All right. Okay. I'm just using this chart here. So Lieutenant Smith, in the first firing, he had this result. More than double, but less than 3 times. And that made him wounded. Now he had this, so he's shaken. And so now he's wounded again. So that's why he's eliminated. Now we have Rico firing at the sniper. And the sniper, they're firing at 100 millimeter. And the sniper, that's going to be a +1 terrain modifier, but it's doubled because it's the sniper. That's going to be a +2. And the range is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see, let me do that again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're looking at about 8, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8. At the range of 8, it's 10 or less. And let's see, he gets to roll 3 die. Let's take the lower 2. 6, 7, 8. So that's a hit. And so now we have +5. It's got a 1 over here. He takes the higher one, so that's 10 to 1. So that's going to be a +9. That's only 8. What I'm doing. So we got +9. 2 is 11. Okay. So for the sniper, morale of 6. That's almost double. It's not double though. And so he's going to be shaken. Okay. All right, so they fired. We can remove that. They fired both times. Now it's the British, excuse me, the British player's turn. And I think this hero here is going to fire right here. They're in the open. All right, so he's got a D8. So he's going to be rolling the D8. And he gets a +1. But target is in the open. And adjacent. So that's +2 more. So now we're at a +3. And they're in the open, so they're just, but they do get the 2 die that they can roll because they're flashing. So all right, so we just, well, he had a poor roll. He rolled a 2. And they, of course, take the higher roll, which is a 5. So no effect. No effect. Okay. All right, so now, here, we're going to activate Mendez. And so we're going to have, he's going to activate both of these units, but this unit first. So we're going to activate that unit and that unit, plus his own hex. And this is the target. So we're firing with this unit first. And so they've got 2 plus 2 more for the machine gun here. That's 4. And then because they're adjacent, that's plus 2 more. So 4, 5, 6. So they've got a +6. He has a plus, let's see, being in that rough, that's +3. So he gets +3. All right, so he's got 1. They take the higher die. That's 11. And so we've got 11 against 4. So that means it's going to be 7 is what they... So that's, we're going to be rolling, let's see, where's our damage die? So Oh, that's 13. So that's going to be double. It's double their morale. And they're good order, so they're going to have casualties. So they get, they lose part of their squad here. So they are going to go down. Let's see, what do they go down to? Let's see what they go down to. Okay. One six. 164. So they go down to 164. This is what they go down to. And they're flipped to their shaken side. Okay. And they fired. Now this unit gets to fire. This unit here. Okay, they've got a strength of 2, but they're adjacent. So now they're at 4. These guys still get the +3. All right, so they got a 1. They get to pick the higher one, so they picked that one. So it's 7 to 4. So it's going to be +3. Okay, it's 1. So no effect. That's less than their morale of 6. So, all right, so that unit fired. And then this unit with Mendez can move into that hex. They just move in there, and they're captured. That's probably what the hero should have done. Forgot about that. The hero should have done that. Yeah, because if I go over here to Shaken, okay, if engaged in melee and no other friendly good order melee eligible units are with them, they surrender. I see, that's what I should have. The hero should have done. He could have captured all those guys. So this unit's captured. but these guys has moved. And then we go to the British. And we've got this unit here. He can't self-rally. The sniper can. So basically, he's got to run back to try to get where the hero is. That or, something. So, yeah, down here I should have had the hero should have just moved in here, and he could have taken these guys. So let's see, these guys moved 2, so just go 1, 2 back to here, and they moved. And so then we have these guys have all fired, so these guys are going to move away. They want to move. Yeah, they want to move 1, 2. They're going to move back over this way. So they moved. The only thing they have left is this guy here who's shaking. He's just going to stay where he's at. We could move the sniper, but he can't. No, he can't move. Sniper can't move. He's just stuck there. So we'd have to move to these guys who have a hero that acts as a leader. So they can actually move 6 using double time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then this guy, of course, we put a move marker. This guy, 1, 2, 3. And then he can move into here. 3, 4. So wait a minute, let me make sure that. Oh, go down here. What's it cost? Oh, it costs 2 to go into there. So this guy couldn't go in there. Where was he at? All he could do is go into this building here. He'd have to stop here. And then this guy, wooden building. What's the wooden building? I guess it's the same thing. Cost 2 to go into. So 1, 2, 3. He'd have to stop there. These guys. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Couldn't get there. 1, 2, 3, 4. He goes to there. So he's moved. That guy's moved. This guy's moved. This guy's moved. And now we have the this guy who can hover over here or fly over here. Okay, he changed to flying, so he can't change back to hovering. You can only, so he flies over, well, I guess he just fly here to fire at the sniper. I mean, I guess he could fly here. He's fired, but that line of sight is no longer there. So he could fire at the sniper. So, kind of, let's see what kind of die roll modifiers we have. Okay, a -2. Flying mode. So I have a -2. And he gets a +2. 1 die. They get to roll 2 die and pick the higher one. So they picked a 5. -2 becomes a 3. They have 4 and a 6, so it's no effect. And then this thing flies off over here somewhere. Off the map, or not off the map, but out of the way there. And so this guy can't do anything. And that's the end of that turn. And the Rico was pretty deadly. At least it took out Lieutenant Smith in the upper room. And I should have had this hero. He should have just went into that hex and captured. He could have captured a leader and 2 squads. And he can steal if they don't recover. He can still possibly do that in the next turn. But pretty much this is over. It's the hero's not going to be able to do it on his own. And they're going to come in here and these guys are going to be captured. And then, of course, the helicopter can come in. Rico can't fire on them due to these hills. But these guys recover. Lieutenant Mendez is coming to get them. And then this Rubello hero and the units with him. So we really have probably an end to this. We've got, if we look at the casualties, get a little closer here. We've got, so far, Argentinian forces have lost 3 half squads and the Alouette helicopter. The British have lost a leader. Let's see. Had a half squad captured and a half squad eliminated. So basically a full squad. And they've had a full squad and half a squad. So, and I think we could easily say this is it. I don't think there's much use continuing. The devil went down to Georgia. We had a pretty historical result here. We didn't get any Carl Gustav rounds into the Corvette Puerto Rico, but we did blow apart the Alouette attack helicopter. The British don't really stand a chance, or they're outnumbered. So we can easily chalk this up as a historical result, with the Argentinian forces gaining control of South Georgia Island, much like they did back in 1982. Don't forget to check out the book there, The Battle for the Falkland Islands by Max Hastings and Simon Jenkins. That's Norton Press. You can find that, probably Google it, probably find it on Amazon. You can also find it at half-price bookstores. So check that out.